Q&A. Let's start. What are your goals and dreams? My goal is just to spread as much positive energy as I can into this world. My favorite quote is from J.K. Rowling, and it says, "Rock bottom is the sturdy foundation in which I rebuilt my life." And for me, the tool I use to rebuild my life is yoga. And I'm a yoga instructor because I want to help people find peace and happiness just like I did. So through yoga and blogging, I hope that I can help people find that peace and create more positive energy in this world. What do you want to do in life? Like I said, I want to spread positivity through yoga and blogging, but I want to spread it on a large scale. I want to go and see the world. I want to see every country there is. Do you believe in birthdays or age? I believe our bodies do age, but our souls know no such thing as numbers because numbers are created by man. People ask me every day how I'm a yoga instructor at only 16, but numbers are just a limitation you set on yourself. When is your birthday? My birthday is December 7th. What country would you most like to visit? I'd love to visit Australia. There is no big reason why I'd love to live there. I just know that the beaches are beautiful and just the nature there is beautiful, and I just want to experience a different culture. Could you ever see yourself living outside of the US, and if so, where? I actually don't necessarily want to settle in one place. I want to keep moving throughout my entire life. What is your favorite color? This is probably the hardest question for me because I love all colors so much, but I really stick to yellow because it reminds me of sunshine and happiness. Do social pressures such as you have to go to college get to you sometimes? And if so, how do you deal with that? If you didn't know, right now I don't intend on going to college, and I'm very confident in my decision, and it may change, but I'm just going to see how things go. And I know that in the end, I will make the right decision for myself, so I don't need to listen to what other people have to say. What subjects do you do at school? I'm in 2 advanced placement classes, literature and US history, and then I'm taking trigonometry, chemistry. I'm in the school newspaper, Greek mythology, and symphony orchestra. What do you want to study after school? If I were to go to college, I would love to study journalism. What is your favorite childhood memory? I have this vivid memory from when I was younger, and me and my cousin were in Pennsylvania at this resort that's pretty run down. It's kind of like camping. So we were next to this lake that was frozen over, and we were walking across the lake, and we just felt like daredevils and explorers, and we built a little house next to the lake and made our own kitchen and salad made out of just weeds and leaves. And for some reason, I always look back at that and remember how strong my creativity was, and it just inspires me to be creative today and get in touch with my younger creative self. And I don't know, I just really like that memory. What is your best hiking trip? My best hiking trip is also my worst hiking trip. It was at Whiteface Mountain in New York, and it is one of the tallest mountains in New York. So it was definitely the hardest hike I've ever done. Plus, it was during winter, so the mountain was covered in ice, and it was so hard to get up. We were like slipping the whole time, and then finally when we reached the top, it was this grand 360 view that it was unlike anything I've ever seen before. I could see the curve of the earth, and it was just so beautiful. We couldn't stay there for long because it literally hurt to be up there because it was so cold. But then on the way down, it was miserable. My mom fell and I thought she broke her nose, but it was just bleeding profusely. My hands were bleeding because I kept sliding into trees and I had to use my hands to stop myself. And every time I slipped, I just felt like my life flashed before my eyes, and I ended up crying most of the way down. But just because of that view at the top, it was worth it. And I am definitely going again this year. Do you have any hobbies other than yoga? I love writing, just creative writing, and also I'm co-editor-in-chief for my school newspaper. I also love drawing, mostly just doodling, and I love running. It just makes me feel so free. I love playing instruments. I play viola, ukulele, and guitar, and also I love getting involved in my school's musical. Have you ever had a boyfriend / do you want one? I've had many relationships. It's kind of embarrassing. They were all really immature, and it was those middle school relationships where you don't even talk to them, and I don't even know if I should count them anymore, but I had quite a lot. I've had one serious relationship, but it's made me realize that right now I don't want a relationship, and I am more focused on creating myself and developing my future. When did you become vegan? I became vegan last November, which is crazy because it's October right now, which means next month it'll be my 1-year vegan anniversary. I can't believe that. It has been a huge change in my life. I'm so thankful for going vegan. If you had to eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Right now, I would have to say that if I had to eat one food, it would be potatoes, because potatoes are so versatile, and there are sweet potatoes, white potatoes, red potatoes. You can have them sweet or savory, crunchy or soft. Potatoes. What is your favorite food? My favorite food is definitely a nice creamy banana smoothie. What do you currently eat on a regular basis? The foods I eat most often are definitely smoothies, oatmeal, potatoes, salads. I think that's it. What are your fears? My biggest fear is time. I know this is really irrational and I shouldn't be afraid of time because it's inevitable, but for some reason, deadlines, aging, all things related to time give me really bad stress and anxiety. And that's probably most of where my stress comes from, just not having enough time and time passing. And it's definitely something that I'm trying to work on. Also, I get really anxious when I don't have control because I fear people letting me down. And lastly, I fear the future of our environment because I see how people treat this earth and I know that the future is not bright. And I know I'm being a hypocrite by saying this because I also do things that don't help the environment, but I try my best to be as eco-friendly as I can. How do you survive high school? One of the biggest things that gets me through high school is becoming passionate about learning. I am naturally so passionate about learning and I love learning new things, and if I weren't in school, I'd probably spend all my days studying and learning anyway. But when you're in class, just think about how amazing what your teacher is teaching you. Learning is such a blessing, and when you become passionate and appreciate it, you'll understand it so much better. My second tip is to not neglect your mental and physical health. When I notice that I'm sitting for hours and hours, not being active, not getting enough sleep, not getting proper nutrition, I know there's a decline in my exams and just my work and just how I am in general, my mood and everything. So it's so important that, yeah, school is important, and if you want to do well, you have to put effort into it, but you also have to put effort into yourself because you are going to live in this body forever, and if you don't take care of it, then where are you going to live? I know this might be a little weird, but I am really passionate about sleep and getting enough sleep because I know that most students don't get enough sleep because they're up all night doing homework or staring at their phone or whatever. Personally, I've noticed that my teachers give more homework than hours in a day, so I understand why students neglect their sleep pattern, but honestly, it's so important for your health and your well-being. And lastly, understand that it's okay to love yourself. I wish I knew this a couple years ago because I was so ashamed of myself because I thought it was normal to hate yourself and normal to put yourself down. And when people were saying horrible things about me, I believed them because I came to terms with what they were saying and I made it my truth. But you don't have to make it your truth. You can love yourself and feel pretty, and when other people tell you otherwise, you don't have to listen to them. You know what your truths are, and you can feel pretty and be confident, and that's not considered cocky or conceited. There are so many people in high school that try to tear you down to boost their own confidence, but you need to stay strong and you will get through it. And finally, if you could tell the world one thing, what would you tell them? You are a child of this universe, no less important than the trees or the sun. Everything in this universe exists within you. You have so much power, you are so important, and you are so beautiful. This world is our home, and everyone in it is your family. So use that power to make your family happy and make your home a better place. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a video like this in the future, comment down below or tell me another video you'd like to see. I hope you guys have an awesome day. You're beautiful. I love you. See ya.